Hello, welcome to Play Ratings. Today, Lou and I will be discussing the historic 2-0 victory by Crystal Palace versus Tottenham Hotspur. Please remember to like and subscribe. We are and I mean very close to 6,000 subscribers. We appreciate all of you. So if you could hit that like button, subscribe, we really appreciate it. And let's get going. Lou, how are you today?
I'm good, man. Enjoyed a nice day out in North London. It's more like a home game for me. Sun was shining. If you was in that away end, you nearly burnt to a crisp. It was a good day out. Met a few people who watched the channel, Mark and his son, Mike. And obviously I was with my people. But yeah, it was a good day out. But big one next. Big one next.
Yeah. Let's actually just focus on this game because, I could go talk about the next game, but we'll talk about that another time. We'll be doing a preview show for that. So, 2-0 win for Palace, two goals by Eze. The first ever double by Palace in the Premier League. First away win at Spurs since 1997. And the first time we've done a double over them actually in any league division since 1907. Which I'm sure you remember that game, right? 1907.
Yeah, I was there.
Right. Yeah, so let's go through the game before we go into individual performances. So, two changes. Lerma and Hughes in for Wharton and Kamada. Quickly, your thoughts on those two changes?
Yeah, it was. I kind of expected it. I had that theory that we spoke about in the group chat that I think Glasner prefers. He likes Kamada in the middle, maybe only with Wharton. He doesn't like it as much with the others. I think Hughes and Lerma complement us, and for being honest, Hughes and Lerma saved our season in the middle part when Wharton was injured. They dragged us along in that midfield.
Yeah, definitely. So the game gets off to a good start. Some half chances for both sides, but if you want to check out the all the highlights, now obviously this is from the Palace website, so it's going to be a little bit biased. But Sarr scores disallowed goal. That would have been the Munoz cross, correct?
Is that the Mateta one?
Right, the first. Yeah.
That's the Mateta one where he's offside in his own half.
Right, which we can. I got a pic graphic of that. I don't know if I'm going to do with that today. Maybe later on. Lacroix, who played really well, does a great job on Kulusevski. Interesting how Spurs played with the fluid Kulusevski, Tell, and Odebear. Didn't work for them, but again, I think Palace
about as fluid as a brick.
Exactly, it didn't really work for them at all. Mateta and actually Munoz had a shot saved by Kinski. Then Mateta had a close range left foot shot. Kinski saved. Munoz hits the bar. Lerma, Sarr, and Richards are all denied chances. I mean, we're all over them, honestly.
What about the one where Munoz is through on goal and he passes it, tries to pass it to Mateta and passes it off the pitch? It's because he just hit the crossbar. I think he was like wanting to lay it off for someone. He should have just shot again.
Credit, man. Yeah, credit to him. Though, honestly, most players would have shot. The fact that he even looks to pass that ball, and we're getting to Munoz, who was absolutely fantastic. I got to give him credit for that because honestly, the selfish play is to shoot again. But again, you mentioned he had already hit the crossbar before. Finally, we break through. Well, actually, before that, there's an important play where Lacroix scores. Right, this goal, Gahey. Again, I don't know how you can call a handball when he's not even facing it, but I understand the rule has changed now where if it's the hand that goes in the goal, it's going to be disallowed, so whatever. But finally, Eze gets a goal. Brilliant setup. Again by Munoz. Lays it in. Eze starts laughing. I don't know why he's laughing, but your thoughts at the ground when that goal goes in? Because I know you're in the group chat, you were saying we're all over them, should be 4-5-0, etc. But when we finally get the goal that counted, what were your thoughts?
I think everyone was just laughing. Ourselves, we were laughing like, what is going on? Do you know what? It felt embarrassing playing against them. It felt a bit embarrassing because it was like a training game.
I hear you. Listen, how many times have you been to Spurs and not seen us win a match though?
I've been to Spurs 7 times, and the only game I've ever seen is 8 times I've been, and the only other time I've been was seen us win was Martin Kelly.
Exactly. So I can imagine why people were laughing. They were hysterical because they couldn't believe what they were seeing. But we won't get into how bad Spurs were. Let's just focus on how good Palace played. Because I have to admit, and I can get into it now a little bit. I think the preparation again for the final has been perfect by Glasner, just like the Arsenal game was perfect for the Villa game. Let's hope it has the same ending. But I just think yesterday it was perfect, and I think the players executed the game plan perfectly. Quickly jump in the second half. Eze scores early, an absolutely beautiful counter attack. We'll get into the details a bit later on, but he starts the move, he ends the move. Saw fires across, it's blocked. He plays it in, and again, a tap in for Eze, up 2-0. And after that, yeah, obviously Mateta has a chance, that's denied, and Ketia has a great chance at the end. But overall, a brilliant performance by Palace to get the 2-0 win. But we're going individual performances now. But honestly, that performance yesterday was absolutely as good as it gets. It really was. So let's start with the goalkeeper, Dean Henderson. I gave him a 7, you gave him an 8. So she gave him the highest score. I'll let you go first. Your thoughts on Henderson?
Just there was, from what I watched the game, no clean sheet, no mistakes. And I didn't really think anyone was below an 8 who started. I think everyone deserves an 8 at least. So yeah, he didn't have much to do.
I'm going to get to that. And again, one save to make, the one on Dancer, which is a soft header. 24 out of 35. Distribution was decent, 69%. 7 out of 18 on long balls. But he's 11th clean sheet of the season. I'll give him credit because he kept the clean sheet. But again, I've been saying it all season, and he's done a really good job this season. But a lot of times there have been these one save performances that, again, he has to get credit for because he's the goalkeeper. But you got to give credit as much to the people in front of him. And I actually want to pull up the stats, so that's why I'm kind of thumping. I apologize. I want to pull up the stats on overall because I think that's important to kind of look at with the team, because as good as Henderson was, it really was a team performance that got us over the line. I'm having a little trouble finding it, so maybe I'll do it. I'll do it later on. Let's move on to Danny Munoz. 9.5 from both of us. I'll go first. An absolutely brilliant performance by the right wing back. I don't know where he gets the energy from, honestly, Lou. But his end product yesterday was near perfect. Brilliant first half, the assist for the Eze goal. He put a ball in early, the 3rd minute, that Mitchell could have scored on to start it off. He set up the JP offside goal. He had that chance. He had the chance that he's mentioned, but goes off the bar. He had the chance that he could have passed, where he could have shot, and he passed it to JP. Energy levels were off the map as far as getting up and down the pitch. That would have been Bear, right, on his side, and I don't remember him doing much at all during that game. And that would have been also who played right back for Spurs yesterday. Left back, sorry. It would have been Jed Spence. Didn't do much. 31 out of 36 passing. Yeah, it was Spence, right? He's the right foot. He played left back yesterday. 3 chances created, 2 clearances, 5 recoveries, and absolutely 9.5. He probably could have got 10, but he was so good yesterday. So key for us all season. But your thoughts on Munoz?
Yeah, he's just got better and better as the season has gone on. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, people have like tried to say that I have a problem with Munoz, but I think he's unbelievable. And when I asked him to have better end product, it's like his game just has gone to a completely another level with the output and the crossing and the goals. I thought it was great composure for the first goal, especially after the first few chances that we'd have where he'd had a shot miss, hit the crossbar, and then the other one where he squared and got it wrong. I felt like he was really composed and made the right choice. I don't actually understand how he's that fit. It doesn't really make sense. Even the blazing heat didn't really affect him. And it's great. I think he'll be key on Saturday. He'll be very key. Obviously, he scored a great goal against City in the first game when Hughes played him in. But
Hughes,
Munoz, flawless performance, and I felt sorry for Jed Spence that he's been thrown in at left wing back or left back against Munoz and Sarr, who are just absolute engines. They're direct, they're strong, they're quick, and both of them have a real desire to get on the end of things and make things happen. So nightmare to play against those two.
Yeah, he's got now 6 goals, 6 assists on the season in all competitions. It's been a fantastic acquisition, a great pickup for Palace. I mean, he's going to be absolutely key on Saturday if we want to get anything out of that game, obviously. So move on to the left wing back, Tyreek Mitchell. Thought he played really well. 8.5 from me, 8.5 from you. Again, I mentioned earlier, he had that chance that was created by Munoz at the back post. He kept, I guess it would be. Actually, I think I was wrong. No, Tell played the left side, looks like on here, and Odebear was on the right side. It was Odebear versus.
No. Tell was on the left, and Tell was on the left.
Right, but I had said that Munoz went against Odebear. He
yeah.
went against Tell. Yeah, I made a mistake before. Yeah, so
but it didn't really.
Again, either way, left, right, left.
Yeah, it was more Tell against Richards. That's what it felt right, a bit more like that.
Right, and it would have been right with Spence, yeah. But either way, like even if you're talking about Porro versus Mitchell, whoever it was, they didn't get anything out of them. Porro was very good on dead balls, scored that great goal in the Europa League, but I mean, he didn't do anything. But anyway, Mitchell, I thought played really well. Good defensively as he always is, very solid. I just pull up the stats real quick. Passing wasn't great, 16 out of 27, but he had 5 passes in the final third, a clearance, 3 recoveries, 2 out of 5 ground duels, 1. Subbed off in the 60th minute, which I liked because I gave him a bit of a rest. Again, getting into the box, again, he was there for that back post ball played by Munoz. But I thought Ty had a very good game, and again, kept the clean sheet, 11th of the Premier League season. So your thoughts on Ty?
Yeah, Ty's hit a really good run of form. And I always say there's a confident Ty and a not confident Ty is complete contrast. And right now we've got a confident Ty, and that's all I want going into Saturday. But yeah, he didn't really have any trouble. They didn't trouble him 1v1. He got to express himself in the final third. I thought his passing was better. He's great. He's great in 1v1 duels as well. Again, just good performance. And nice to see him get a half an hour rest.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The rest, I think, is very important. Let's start with go next to Maxence Lacroix. Game of 90, game of 8.5. Why don't you go first? What do you think about Max's performance? I love what he did again at the end of the game. Obviously, that's always great. But in game, what do you think he did? How he did?
Just those recovery runs are ridiculous. Like Son looks like he's about 10 yards. 10 yards. I wasn't even worried. I knew he was going to get back for it. He's just dominant in the air, dominant on the floor, great in duels, wherever it's aerial or ground duels. He's a threat from set pieces. Just, again, flawless.
Yeah. Again, you mentioned that recovery run he made on Son, which was brilliant. Passing was excellent, 35 out of 39, 90%. He had a shot. Well, again, we talked about the goal that was disallowed, unfortunately for him, that the header. 48 touches, 2 recoveries, a clearance. Just really solid. And again, I find it interesting when a team tries to play like Spurs played yesterday with the fluid or non-fluid, as you mentioned before, front three, or they have a focal point. It seems like Quad does well against both, which I think is very impressive. Whether you're a quick, nippy kind of a striker or someone like a Haaland, he usually does well against both. That's impressive. He's had a really great season. Again, I've been very impressed with him all season. So again, we had that little dodgy spell. We mentioned the Newcastle and the Newcastle and the other 5, the Man City game. But besides that, he's been solid the entire season. So credit to him. Yeah. Next, Chris Richards. Game of 9, game of 8.5. I will go first. I thought he played really, really well. You mentioned who he was up against. He was up against Tell for a lot of the game. 36 out of 44 passing. Very good in the air. 58 touches. 3 out of 5 long balls. Getting much better on his passing. 3 clearances, 4 interceptions, and recovery. He will pass only 1 time, 3 out of 4 aerial duels, 1. I thought overall in the game, he was but I thought all 3 of them were very solid. We'll get to the better of the 3, I think was Gahey by a bit, but I thought they were all very, very solid. Again, he's come on leaps and bounds all season. He's grown Did you catch that interview, that thing he did, the phone call to his dad?
Yeah, I saw it.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I thought that's just showed you kind of person that he is. But your thoughts on Richard yesterday?
Probably just literally copy and paste for Lacroix in his own way. I thought, again, solid, good long throw, great backup to Munoz. Since he goes bombing forward, he creates that cover. His left foot passing has got so much better as well. I think his passing is probably the most improved in the team. His passing, yeah, I really like Chris. And for someone he's had a bumpy journey, and it's like he's really finally settled. Yeah. And yeah, I love him. Great player, great person. Seems like a massive person in the dressing room as well.
Right. Do you know what? You make a great point. I go back to that really quickly. The point about how he allows Munoz to get forward is underrated. Chalobah to me was much more of an attacking player, and he was always behind Munoz in the beginning of the season. But you're right. Munoz had that ability to kind of go forward a lot more, and he has that stability. Because remember, Richard can play right back. So when we go into that, when our wing back goes up, and let's say Ty drops into the back and to the back four, you've got Richards as a right back / right wing back. I'm sorry, right back or right center back. That you don't miss anything. And you're right. He goes against either a very quick forward or maybe even the other left back. So he can do both roles. So you're right. He's had a really good season. I mean, underrated. I remember people getting so worried about Chalobah leaving, and I wasn't happy with it either, especially the way that Chelsea did it. But man, we just stepped up and done a great job. So credit to him.
Yeah. I love how aggressive our defenders are as well. Like it's like controlled. We used to talk about football. There's aggression and there's controlled aggression. And I think all three of those centre backs have really good controlled aggression, the way they step in. But this guy here is the best centre back we have ever had, ever.
Yeah, you know what?
Three games left.
Yeah,
but I've enjoyed every single moment.
I want to go into the stats again because look at the possession: 53% for us, 47% for Spurs, 23 shots versus 8. 10 on target for us, almost half our shot target. Had one shot on target. Mentioned.
Was there one that header that from Dancer?
I think it was that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even. It wasn't threatening. Look at the passing and play. I don't remember us ever, by the way. No, I shouldn't say ever. I remember us in a long time dominating an away statistical battle like this. I mean, look at again, possession, shots, passing completed, free kicks. I mean, it's mad. And reason I brought up because I want to go down to the bottom here. Look at the top performers. Because we're getting to him now. Yeah. And I'll go first, actually. Because look at the Gahey. Most successful passes, 54. Most duels, 6. Most touches, 79. Most tackles, 5. I mean, honestly, I had to watch it back again because I was impressed the first time. But when I watched it again, because I thought all three of them played well, meaning Richards, Lacroix, and Gahey. But Gahey was so good. You talk about how Richards helps Munoz. Let me tell you something. Gahey helps Mitchell. And going
makes
forward,
him look 10 times better.
He really does. He really. That's it. You nailed it. He just does. I mean, he's just so good. Again, unfortunate on the handball. Makes a great block on Lacroix. By the way, he blocks an Odebear shot that leads to the counterattack for the Eze second goal. By the way,
yeah.
Him and Lerma both did great blocks on that play. There were 2 shots and they blocked both. Now, but that's the reason why. By the way, only one save by Henderson. We were blocking shots like crazy. But Gahey yesterday was brilliant. You're right. Maybe don't have him for a lot more. Hopefully, he gets a raise Jeff Cup on Saturday. Sorry, but man, he was brilliant. Your thoughts on Gahey yesterday?
Yeah, just everything we said. He's just unbelievable. I love Mark. I'm happy I got to watch him as an adult, and I can appreciate because when you're younger, you watch players, you don't really remember as much. Like Mark's just been a joy to watch the whole game, and what it will mean for a captain from South London to lift a trophy at Palace. You can't really put into words what it will mean for the club. Mute.
Midfield pair.
You changed your rating, by the way.
I know.
Yeah. So
because I was thinking again. Yeah. Not all of them. I changed a couple because honestly, after watching it again, this sort of thing. When I watched it again the first time, it's much like being at a game. I don't appreciate or see things as much, and I had to watch it back again. I knew that certain players played well. I didn't think, for instance, I changed Hughes, for instance. I made him a little bit higher because I didn't. You're right. I don't think anybody deserved less than an 8 yesterday because again, the performance
Lerma,
was
you gave
so
7.5
good.
as
Watching it
well,
yesterday,
wasn't it?
I was stressed out.
Yeah.
Say it again.
You gave Lerma 7.5
I
as
gave
well.
both of them.
Yeah.
Again, but I mentioned before the amount of blocks that he had, the way that he dominated the midfield. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at. Well, I'll let you go first. I'll go first.
And he got
22
a
out of
knock
20
at half time. I said, and he got a knock at half time. Yeah.
No, you're right.
Because
The
Hughes
manager
was meant to
mentioned that,
come
and
off.
that's why he was exactly. I heard that from Glasner too. But his passing has gotten so much better. I mentioned that when he was at centre back, he gets to make simpler passes, but I think that's really helped him as a midfielder again because he was 22 out of 25, 88%, and for him that is really, really good. Had a chance created. He had 2 shots, 41 touches, 2 out of 3 on long balls. We talk about his long balls, but it's getting much, much better. 1 block, 2 clearances, 5 recoveries, 4 out of 7 ground duels, 1. I thought him and Hughes together as a pair utterly dominated the midfield of Bentancur, Sarr, and Gray. Obviously, you add that, obviously, as they dropped in midfield, and you also got Munoz and Mitchell. But as a 2 versus their 3 for a lot of the game, I thought Hughes and Lerma were brilliant. But your thoughts on Lerma?
Yeah, I thought it was really good breaking up the play. It was like a typical Lerma performance. Again, the fact that you can take Wharton and Kamada out against Forest and then put those 2 in is and the drop off isn't like big at all. You're probably even maybe equal. Obviously, Wharton's a bit different, but I think all 4 centre midfielders have a big part to play next Saturday, and it's nice that everyone's got legs. I think we're going to need 15 or 16 players on Saturday, and I'm glad they got minutes in their legs.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely be a team performance needed. Hughes, you're right. I changed it. You go first. Both gave him an 8. Your thoughts on Hughes?
I thought Hughes was good as well. Marshalled. He just literally filled Adams Wharton's boots. Nothing spectacular. I thought he was. I don't know how the stats look, but I feel like he won a lot of duels. Well, even if he didn't win a lot, he was dueling non-stop, and he's just an absolute nuisance. And it's funny because, like, on paper, if someone asks you, "Oh, who's better out of Sarr, Basuma, Archie Gray, and Hughes and Lerma," people wouldn't even talk about there being a conversation of who's better. But they schooled them. They made them look like children. They made them their desire, and maybe this is installed from our club and our manager, that it's night and day our midfield compared to theirs yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he was a little rusty and a little sloppy in the beginning. He did have his passing was 31 out of 37. Most of those missed passes were in the first half. It was subbed off, which I thought was which was fine because I think he needed a little bit of rest. You mentioned before, obviously, it was supposed to be Lerma, supposed to be Hughes earlier, but Lerma picked up a knock. He did create 3 chances, very good going forward. 2 out of 3 accurate crosses. But 3 interceptions and 4 recoveries, but he actually only won 2 out of 8 ground duels. Was fouled once, committed 2 fouls, but again, niggly, getting the job done. He and Lerma very good together. And you're right about the desire probably by the manager to use those 2 together, the experience they have playing together over playing with Kamada. But I thought they were both very, very good yesterday. So credit.
I probably think he thought he knows that those 2 players, no matter what game it is, they will put it in, and he probably thought Spurs would hate to play against these 2 because they treated it like they was running like it was a cup final.
Right. So, yeah. Smalia Sarr, 8.5 from me, 8 from you. I'll go first. I thought he was quiet. Maybe the first 5 or 6, and then all of a sudden he just gets into. You know, the thing about Sarr is that he doesn't have to have a lot of quote unquote touches to be very involved in the game. It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. Moments. 6. Let me think. I'm trying to think of them. Yeah, he was involved obviously in the disallowed goal that JP had. Obviously, he had the assist. Oh, sorry,
he scored.
Had the. Yeah, because I have it here. 20. Yeah. Scored the goal that was VAR off, unfortunately. He had a shot deflected over, set up by JP. By the way, my God, he was involved in everything yesterday too. Going forward, it was amazing. Obviously had the great assist on the great counter attack for the second goal for Eze. Tried to cross, blocked composure, saw Eze in the box, laid it off to him. He's done that so many times, by the way. He lays off balls to Eze like that. Eze must love him as a play with him, because he lays off balls to him all the time, on top of the box, top of the in the penalty spot, wherever to score goals. I thought again, 11 out of 14 passing. Again, he only had he had like 28 touches, but they're all like going forward, aggressive, bombing forward type of touches. He's just so effective. Again, very good defensively. On the season now, I think that is what now? 11 goals. I think that's now 6 assists or 17, I think now on the season. Amazing.
I think the last time we spoke about the front three was like they was on 58 goal involvements, all three of them. I think they must be nearer to 65. Yeah. Must be nearer to 65 now. It's ridiculous front three, I'll be honest.
Yeah, your thoughts on Sarr?
I love him. He looks like when we first had him, I think he was being integrated in the squad and he was happy, but he looks a bit more, I don't know, he's celebrating with the fans. You can see the passion in him. He's quite a quiet guy, and it seems like his personality has come out much more in the last few weeks. Obviously, it helps that you scored 2 at Wembley and then have twins. So it's like he's probably in like a real, probably feels a bit surreal for him at the moment, what he's going through after like the Marseille and transitioning back to Palace. And
right,
just I feel like every single one of our players are really in that mode. They're in a zone, and he's definitely one of them. And what a player, man! When he's running through direct, he's a joy to watch. Maybe sometimes when you want him to beat players 1v1, you might get a little bit frustrated. But yeah, he's just causing havoc every week.
And that former Marseille side just made Champions League, by the way. So shows you how good that side was that he left. So yeah, impressive. I'm gonna go to man of the match last, because I want to go to JP next. From both of us. Your thoughts on JP, who I thought was so good without scoring a goal.
Yeah, I thought JP was unbelievable, and a lot of the time it's becoming his trademark. If you watch JP, that he loves that ball around the corner, the first time ball. He plays it a lot. You've seen him try it a lot in loads of games. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. But when that ball to Munoz for the goal was just beautiful. It's a very, very underrated pass. He was just a nightmare. When I saw Danso and Davis, I was like, these guys do not want to play against him. Would have liked him to have got a goal, because he hasn't scored since he missed a penalty.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully
saving it.
Yeah, hopefully we get that Wembley corner flag.
Yeah, created 2 chances. Only played 60 minutes. I thought that was good by Glasner to get him off. The setup was the 2 chances were the setup for Munoz to shot off the bar, and then the setup on the 32nd minute for this shot that was deflected over the bar. But every time that we looked to counter, he was there holding the ball up, laying it off, flicking it around the corner. So involved in everything that we did. I thought he was very, very impressive yesterday. I mean, I can't say enough about JP. Again, hasn't scored, but I mean, 25 touches, all quality. Hold up plays really good. I just thought JP had a very, very strong game yesterday. Again, let's hope we get that boom on Saturday. But again, he's playing really, really well at this time. Man of the match, Eze, 9.5 from both of us. But before we do that, I want to pop this up. Hope this works. There it is. So, since the last international break, Eze has 10 goals or assists in all comps. That is second in all of Europe, behind Rafinha. Some of the names you might recognize. There's his buddy Michael Essay, tied with 10 with him. Kylian Mbappe, 8. Ousmane Dembele, 8. Alexander Isak, 6. And Harry Kane, 6. That, my friend, is some high quality people to be involved in. That is mad, you know. And I did a little bit more digging. The people that don't know, Eze actually plays really, really well. I mentioned it to you, Lou, really well post March. So I looked it up. Last season, from March to May, he had 6 goals and 3 assists in 12 games. This season so far, in 12 games also, he has 7 goals, 3 assists. He comes through big time when you most need it towards the end of the season, and obviously with the cup final coming up. But yesterday, man, unbelievable by Eze. Throw out the stats real quick. Obviously, he had the 2 brilliant goals. The laugh after the first goal was is iconic for me. I don't know what that was about, but it was funny.
Mm.
29 out of 20, 21 out of 24, passing 88%. Obviously, the 2 goals, 3 out of 7 accurate crosses, 3 out of 3 accurate long balls. Brilliant on the long balls. 4 out of 9 ground duels, 1. The counter attack for the second goal, he starts it, he finishes it. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. Our counter attack with him, Mateta, and Sarr is extremely, extremely dangerous. I thought Eze did everything he could do yesterday to just put on a brilliant performance. Whether he's showing up for the so-called move to Spurs next season, which is not going to happen, whatever. I thought Eze was brilliant. I could have given the man a match, by the way, to Gahey or Munoz, but I thought with the 2 goals and just the way that he played and how dangerous he was, I thought it was Eze. But your thoughts on Eze?
Yeah, I think you covered it. And I just spoke about Sarr, and I told you these players are hitting something like a real, like, I don't know how to explain it. Obviously it's form, but like it feels something different, like that it's not just them individually, it's like all coming together as one. And I'm quite happy that he's scoring these type of goals because he's popping up in the right place at the right time. Like we take the City game where he got the ball, similar ball across from Sarr for the tap in. Then he pops up at the edge of the box from Sarr against Villa and rifles it in. Pops up on the edge of the box for the Arsenal one. He's like arriving. That's how I'm saying. I feel like everyone's arriving at the same time.
Yep.
And just in general, as a team, we're arriving into something special, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Let's go to the subs real quick. Chilwell both gave him a 7. I thought probably best performance off the bench for Palace. Great ball to Eze, then to Sarr head over the bar. Had a great block on Odebear, so he defended really well. As far as passing, I think it was 12 for 15 passing. Had an accurate cross again, the cross that he had for Sarr to head over the bar. But again, good performance. And I like the fact that he got into the game. I thought it was important because you might need him on Saturday. But your thoughts on Chilwell?
Yeah, again, I was glad to see him get 30 minutes. And like I was saying previously, I think to win Saturday, you need 15 players, 16 players at the top of their game. And he's probably one of them that will be needed.
Yeah, I agree. Daichi Kamada came on at the same time.
And how good would it be taking him on loan and winning and him being able to get his moment after that? I feel like every single player has got their own little story this season.
Yeah, little story. Yeah, we shall see. Kamada, you go first. I gave him a 6 and I gave him a 6. Your thoughts on Kamada?
Some really good touches, some really good interceptions, a few sloppy passes. I'd rather him get those sloppy passes out today than next week. But again, he just brings a calmness. I think he sprayed a really good ball out wide. I think you see the difference when Lerma opens up and hits that 60, 70 yard crossfield ball. And then when he does, it's night and day. He's so technically good. Again, another player of the story. And I hope he can take this form into Saturday.
Yeah, 18 out of 20 passing, so we had 2 poor passes. Created a chance, I mentioned that before. 7 recoveries offensively, so
that's what I mean.
Come on with him. He's just picking up balls and making recoveries. Very tidy again. Very tidy again. It was a good performance.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
The guy I was with, Mike, he was pointing out like how good he is at recycling the play.
Yes.
So the recovering the ball, recycling it. And I think that's maybe why he complements Wharton so much. He recovers, recycles, and Wharton's the progressive passer. It's like, it's one or the other, because Wharton doesn't really look to win it and go backwards, does it? He wants to play that forward pass every time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great point. Eddie Nketiah, I gave him a 5, you gave him a 6. You go first on Eddie, because I thought it was okay, just the one chance that he did.
Yeah, Eddie just needs to stop trying too hard. Yeah, there's opportunities there for you. Again, it would have been funny because I think every one of his goal and assists has been the last goal in the game, and it probably would have been that again. But
call out a closer, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he just took it way too early, and if we're being honest, the goalkeeper's very, very average. He could have got way much closer. He could have gone and taken it with the outside with his right foot. He could have done the same finish he done against Fulham. He could have gone left, right, but he was just, I don't know. It's just frustrating. But listen, he's still coming on. He's getting into those positions. That's the main thing. Who played that pass in, by the way? That was an unbelievable pass.
Mark Gahey, by the way, played that pass.
Left foot as well, I think it might have been as well.
Exactly,
Left foot,
yeah. Yeah, it was a brilliant ball by Gahey, which I did mention before. That's another reason I think he could have got man of the match. Gahey was so good, and that was Gahey's ball to him. And like, by the way, credit to Nketiah, because it was a great run, because he was way onside. I think maybe
I don't know what the Spurs
he was way
defenders were doing. I don't
Yeah,
know what the Spurs defenders were doing.
Yeah, that was madness.
It's like they gave up by then.
Pretty much, yeah. Last one to talk about is Romain Esse. Both game of 6. Nothing much to talk about. It was quiet, but I like the fact he got into the game. 6 out of 7 passing, tidy. He does look to go backwards a lot more than I like to see him. I like to be a little bit more aggressive going forward, but he's young and he doesn't get a lot of time. So, but again, God's bringing him slowly. But your thoughts on Romain Esse?
I feel like his brain was caught between being adventurous and being efficient. And I think he could learn a few things from Justin Devaney. When Justin Devaney comes on, he takes one touch and he passes it. He takes one touch, he passes it. He takes one touch, he recovers, he works well. I know you've only got 15 minutes, but if you can analyze, he should be looking on that bench, from the bench and looking at the game, knowing you're going to get quite a few touches. The game's open, work hard off the ball. And I think there was a time where he was like, he had space, he ran, he slowed it down, went backwards. Another time he lost the ball.
I remember.
So it's like it's his decision making. Like, you had space, you're an attacker. When Glasner in that high performance thing, when he spoke about the left back who said he didn't make any mistakes, how am I going to know you can do it if you're in the final third and we're 2-0 up? Go. If you've got the ball on the halfway line and you're facing your own goal, lay it off. Do you know what I mean? And I think he just needs to learn that. But he's obviously doing the right things in training because he's getting the minutes. And that, like I said, Glasner doesn't give out minutes willy-nilly. Like, it's you have to earn the right to play. So, I doubt he comes on Saturday, but it'll be a great experience for him.
Yeah. Lastly, Justin Devaney, who you mentioned, there was 7 for 7 passing, very tidy, but didn't really give him a rating, but came on late.
But that's what I mean, in the sense of he came on and he just
efficient.
When you're a young player, it's about earning the trust. And also, like, people might call for Franco, but Franco does not deserve minutes over Devaney for me at the moment.
Which is nice, because that's a U-turn for you. Because I remember you talked about you weren't sure about Devaney, but he's definitely grown on you a bit. I can tell by the way you talk about him.
Devaney's grown on me. I don't know if he has the ability to play, like, start in a few games in the Premier League.
He's definitely a good squad player.
Good squad player.
You know, I mean, he's definitely.
If he was 90, I would prefer if he was 19, 20. If he was a bit younger, but he's a bit older now, isn't he? He's 22, 23.
Is that old?
He's turning 23, I think, next season.
Is that old for you? Wow, that's interesting.
How old is he? Is he 21?
Yeah, he's 20. I'm just saying though, but that's not to me. I'm just laughing because you're saying it's like it's old. I don't
know just because but
I know what you're
football
saying
now. It's like quite young. People are peaking a bit. Adam Walter's 21.
I hear you. Lastly, the manager, both game of 10. I originally gave him a 9.5 because I had one thing but I changed my mind when I watched the game again. But for me, lineup putting in Lerma and Hughes was the right thing to do. The way that we played, we showed the stats before, was brilliant. The subs, wanting to get off Hughes, but then having to take off Lerma, getting Esse, Devaney, Chilwell, and catch on the pitch. Kamada was good. I'd have personally liked to have seen France, but it's not a big deal. I'm not going to go. It's not crazy. I think he understood the importance of the game, not rotating too much. Obviously, wanted to have a good performance by everyone leading up to the final on Saturday. And I thought he didn't put a foot wrong. I thought the post-match comments were brilliant. And we had them. He said we made Spurs dizzy the way we played. Performance was so good. And again, he's just the manager I feel that can take us to that level, but we'll see on Saturday. But your final thoughts on Oliver Glasner?
Yes, for me, it just everything starts from how he talks on the Friday. Just his what he talks about, how he approaches the game. Then his team selection, perfect. Tactics, perfect. Enthusiasm on the bench. You can see how much it means to him. He's like the energy. You could see Ange was head in hand storming to his bench, and the difference between our manager. Then the 2-0 win. Then how he speaks in the post match interviews saying then the way he analyzes the game, saying we should have been a bit more ruthless. And then he talks about the last 15, 20 minutes got a bit sloppy. And that's what happens when you drop 3-4%. You can see what can happen when the passes get sloppy. Then again, I watched his next post-match press conference, and he talks about the preparation now. He says he doesn't change anything, because why would you all of a sudden change something for the team when it's been working? And just everything methodically, like emotionally, he just is a 10 most weeks for me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's it for the play ratings for Spurs. We are planning to do a preview show for the cup final, but obviously you and I both will be traveling this week, so we'll figure out when we're going to do that. I believe Dee's going to be doing a opposition preview. It would make sense. It is a cup final, but I can't hold to that. But then I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how the post-match show or play rates are going to go. It will depend on the result. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure how that goes, but hopefully it will be the best day.
Yeah. Disclaimer: if Palace win, I think there'll be like a 4-way live reaction of where everyone is celebrating.
Yeah,
and then
good point.
The player ratings will probably be done about 2 days later. And if we lose, I'll see you in August.
Yeah, see you guys in August. Exactly right. So that's it for me and Lou. Appreciate everyone watching, and until next time, up the Palace.